Okay, so welcome back. Let me just know if I'm quite audible.
Yes, from my own end, I think you are audible.
Okay,
Yes, ma, you're
so we
audible.
can we can continue. Okay, thank you. So, like I was saying, I was congratulating everyone. Your BSc, is it a BTech that you have? Is it a BA that you have? As far as it's the first degree or a second degree, because we're in a generation where people are actually taking up the second degree almost immediately after their NYSC now. So whichever degree you have just finished from, I would like to say congratulations. And if you are preparing for the workplace, I would like to say the few things you need to know. I would like to thank the last speaker, I think Mr. Folorosho. Please, can we all mute our microphone? I would like to thank Mr. Folorosho by giving you those valuable tips of how your interviews would go for. Fantastic. So if you are preparing for the real world where we have been in the last 20 years, you know, one of the first things you need to ask yourself, what is driving you? The first thing you need to know is the driving force. The driving force. You know, some people talk about passion so well. Identify your passion. You know, I can speak for like Nigerian parents who have struggled to pay the school fees, and you are now a graduate on your own. They expect you to be able to take care of yourself now, right? Passion would not do that. You know, there are so many things. Motivational speakers will come and tell you passion. Follow your passion. Yes, we all did. And I'll tell you about a little story about myself. I have navigated like 3 careers in my 20 years, one to the other and to the other. And I have not sure those 3 careers is going to stop you. Ask yourself, what is driving you? For some people, the parents is a financial force. Irrespective of whatever we do, some people have more pressure than the other, right? Some people, you know, the family is on a almost breaking up if you don't get a job to start up immediately. Some people still have some leeway to say, okay, you know what? Why not go and do your masters before you even finish your school once for all, before you get started? If you don't understand what is driving you, you will always be frustrated on the journey. For some people, I just want to follow my passion. You know, one of the things I love about the Gen Z, you want to do what they love. I'm coming from a generation where you do what is available. I'm sure Professor Ainu can say to that. You do what is available. This is what is available. But you know, kudos to the Gen Z. They're reorientating us, letting us know. So, like I was explaining, I said the beginner stage, 0 to 3 years. These are the jobs that are available to beginners. Do not beat yourself. Do not feel disappointed in yourself that, after all my 5 years doing engineering, I'm now just an office assistant. No. So 3 things you are going to do in this stage. You are going to learn so much. For those who are here, I would implore you to buy a book, like a jotter and a biro. You carry it everywhere you go. You are at your learning stage. You are going to pick up industry terminologies. You are going to learn and learn and learn. You won't get tired of learning. You are going to ask many questions. Don't be shy. They will make fun of you. They will laugh at you. But it's only for a while. If you are not sure about anything, write that term down. Write it down. And like I always tell all my interns, Google is your friend. Don't make it an enemy. If you are shy and you think, oh, they laughed at me the last time, I'm not going to ask questions, then you can ask Google. I remember, I think 8 years ago, I was put on a management project where my project sponsor was the CEO of the telecom company I had worked. And, I had not done my master's degree, and many management terms were being thrown at me, different stuff. And it's so, instead of me looking like a novice, what do? I'll just write down all these terms down. And when the meeting is over, I will go to Google and pay homage to Google. And I'll get, the information, and I almost beat myself to say, so this is the meaning of this thing. It's good to know. So at the next meeting, I was talking like, I was a pro in that aspect because I knew the meaning of what they were saying. So don't be shy. All right, so like I was saying, the administrative, the beginner's job is like you learning what office etiquette means, you learning how to talk in the office, how to comport yourself. So don't beat yourself for the first 3 years. You are learning how communication would be in the office. You are learning how you champion meetings. You are learning office culture. You are learning how to work in the real world. So that's what you're doing. You understand? You're learning even how to dress, how to speak. Because for some environments, they use their first name to address each other. I remember when I went for my IT and I was in year 4, and my boss is like, I think 15 years older than me. And he introduced himself as Tokwe Ojo. And he said, call me, my name is Tokwe Ojo. And I said, I'm Mr. Tokwe. He said, no. It took me 2 weeks to be able to call him his name. But I realized that was a culture for everyone within the organization. In some organizations, they use initials. In some organizations, they use Mr. In some places, they use, Madam, Sir, Oga, depending on whatever is being used. Please, don't go there to say in my house, I call my elder ones their first names. I don't know why, I just, please. We are all going to be a function of who we are at the end of the day. So your first 3 years, you're taking up jobs that are available. So don't beat yourself, like I said. So you have jobs like call center, customer service, administrative assistants, front desk officer, teller in a bank. Then for some, it will be internship. It could be paid or not paid. So depending on what is driving you will let you know which decision you should take. PA, executive assistant, you are going to learn many things. I once hired one lady who told me she was so good in Microsoft Word. Then I gave her somebody's CV to rebrand. She scattered the entire format of the CV. By the time I started telling her, go and use this, go and use it, she said, what is that? I said, I thought you said you were very good in Microsoft Word. Until they give you a document to prepare in Microsoft Word, that's when you don't even know many things there. So this is a time where I told you your NYSC year. Guess what? I wrote many professional exams during my NYSC. And that's why, I'm passionate about the ladies. The ladies who are here, where are you? A man's world is different from a woman's world. No matter how you read book, they will tell you are going to your husband's house. So once you finish school to when you get married, you only have few years. So for women, they need to be extra focused because you quickly need to write certain exams to be relevant if you still choose career once you become married, because the dynamics changes everything for you. Marriage changes everything. So you need to prepare like now. And for the guys who are going to be the providers in the home, in fact, if the women are saying they need to be focused, so your own should be raised to power 10. Because that's what defines men in our world today. They must provide for the home. So you see, in as much as it's pressure on the woman, it's also there's pressure for men, more pressure for men. So when you first get started, ask many questions. So you're 0 to 3 years. So what happens here? You rediscover yourself. Then where you work, you start to see people from different departments. Start to ask questions. Not that when they ask you, marketing segment, what do they do? I don't know. And you have been in this company for 3 years and you don't know. So if you are the type that you say, I just sit in my department and I mind my business, your first 3 years, you are not supposed to mind your business. You are supposed to ask every question, because you're supposed to find out which career is now good for you. You can be forgiven the first 3 years because at that time you're trying to find your feet. You don't even know which career is right for you, because what you read in the university, there's a major disparity in what you see in the real world. There are so many jobs out there that when you leave the university, you need to go and learn again to be able to pull through on that job. So like I told you, if you're NYSC, I heard most of the time people are teaching. So this is the time where you can even start with your passion. Is it digital marketing? Is it making videos? Is it making hair? Making this? Makeup? Do pick different things and learn. That your 1 year is going to be the best time of your life, because it's going to be the only time that you are so free and you are not under any pressure. Why? The government will pay you. Where you work will pay you. If you can tie that money down into your self-development, you will love it. Because by the time you finish NYSC, government is no longer paying you. Your parents are now saying you should be, a full-grown adult and, be responsible. You would be amazed at how all your uncles and aunties and family members will withdraw all their support from you. What would become of you? They are not being wicked. That's just the reality. It is what it is. You need to find your feet. So like I told you, your first 3 years, learn communication skills. I'm glad that Mr. Folorunso had mentioned this earlier. Communication and presentation. There's nothing you will do in this world if you cannot just explain yourself. The people who can explain themselves are like 50% ahead of in fact, 80% ahead of every other person. They might not even know the real thing, but because they can explain, who are you? Somebody says, can I know you in an interview? And that's when English language becomes bitter lemon. My name is Bunmi Teru. I'm a graduate of this. I have done this in the last 6 years. I have learned how to do ABC. I moved on to company BDE, where I learned how to do, 1, 2, 3. That's not the time. So the time that you have now is for you to go and get like a template. I could share with Professor Ibinu and Mr. Folorunso to help me to disseminate to everybody. I have a template I give to fresh graduates, and I tell you to replicate who you are. Very simple template. I can tell you it can take you 1 week to write who you are. That's when you know that I don't have anything. No. Hey, what am I going to say? because that prepares you for that interview. That question alone is 50% of your interview. And many people go like, I finished at, that's when they tell me that they are from Aronchukwu local government in Abia State. I'm from a family of 4. We are a Christian family. Who is asking you for all that information? That's personal. Keep it. You understand? Nobody wants to know. Who are you? Your professional journey, your career story. That part of you is so needed in today's world. Many people. Then you also learn how to write. Writing is so tough now because people have now mixed WhatsApp writing into official writing. This is what you do in your first 3 years. You're learning how to write officially. Oh, dear Folorunsho. When somebody says, oh, Oiza, please help me tell the VC that I cannot make it to the summit this week. Apologize on my behalf and then write on my behalf. That's when you say, sir, what did you say I should do again? You heard me. But your ability to understand and represent it in simple English and convey the message becomes very difficult. This English that you speak every day, it's when you are tested for it, you know how difficult it can be. So you are going to go back and learn how to write. So that's why I said your first 3 years, you asking questions, you're learning, you are relearning and unlearning. Unlearning because there are many myths, many lies, many unknowledgeable facts that people have told you and you've held to it like it is true. No, have an open mind. So if we leave the beginner stage, you hover around for like 3 years. And then when we get to your third, from your 4th year to your 6th year. So this is the part that, I can quickly share my screen before the network will take me away. If somebody can, do a screen grab just to show you your 4th to your 6th years. What happens here? You need to choose a career path. When I said you should be asking questions. Yes, this is the part. At the end of your 3rd year, you should be able to know where you belong to. You are learning a professional field. You are picking an area. Is it HR? Is it tech? IT? Marketing? Sales? Digital marketing? They are huge, even the academic line. They're different career paths. You understand? And nothing is stopping you. This is why you are picking up a professional training, and there's no training that is cheap now. When you go on LinkedIn, for those who have been there, are you not intimidated by people's profile? When they read my profile today, you were wondering, wow, she has done this. Yes, this is 20 years. It didn't just happen yesterday night. So for those who want to know, I am married though. Before you are saying, maybe she's not married. Maybe she's not keeping a home. So for the women, there are no excuses. So don't say because you had children. So that's the usual story that I hear. Oh, I'm married. And I say, okay, so me, I'm not married. I have children. Oh, so I don't have children. No excuse zone. If anybody wants to work with me, I'm called no excuse zone. Yes, I've been pregnant before and I was writing professional exam. Pregnancy is not a disease. It's only the things you tell yourself. And that's why I told the women, challenge yourself now so that you don't know how the marriage, dynamics would be, and it can change the whole thing, but you still keep being relevant. So professional certification, volunteer within your office. That department you've been eyeing, speak to somebody. You understand? Speak to somebody. Let them start to mentor you in the office. What do you need to do? When they are asking that, we're going to have an office event, who is going to help me to put many things together? Volunteer yourself. Stop sitting down and telling yourself, they want to turn me to office maid, office house girl, errand girl, everywhere I should go. Do you know one funny thing? You only learn when you are within the process. Trust the process. It will come in form of so much hard work. It will come in form of, you would almost not have rest. That this job, this task they are giving me, is not even what I'm being rated for. But guess what? That is the part that could define you. So let me tell you a story. I read computer engineering in the university, and when we were supposed to build the IT team in the telecom company where I worked 14 years ago, I was the youngest in the team, and we needed to recruit over 50 IT employees. My boss said I should work with the HR department. Was it so much work? Yes. I started writing entry-level tests because the conventional HR person does not understand who a tech engineer is, who a network engineer is, who a software engineer is. What they just read is engineer. And you and I know, for those in the tech world, know that if you say engineer, I'm sure we can give you like 20 lists of what we call engineers. There's telecom engineer, there's network engineer, there's cybersecurity engineer. You don't understand. But the HR person just understands engineer. And guess what? I had to now start to write job descriptions, specifying which engineer was different from the other. Writing out. Was it so much work? Yes. Was it part of why I was hired? No. I was an IT project manager. I had nothing to do with job description at all. Was it stressing me? Yes. But was I learning one or two things? Not just one or two things. I learned a new career in the process. So guess what that taught me? I learned how to carve out right CVs, which people pay me for today. I remember for 5 years consistently, the DSTV in our house, I would just tell my husband, don't bother. Somebody has paid me for CV rebranding. I'll use it to pay it. And he would say, oh, really? Oh, yes. Okay. And little bills, it started coming in. I learned how to do many things with HR. I learned how to conduct interviews. I learned how to do selection. Then I realized that there was a void. Guess what? I picked HR as a second career. Did I go through the racks? Yes. I started learning HR from HR 101 and engineer myself. Don't forget, I did engineering. If I wanted to say after all the Laplace transform and Fourier series in the university, I shouldn't have even said a HR. Okay. I saw it as an opportunity. Did I not tap into it? Yes. My first ever job after leaving paid employment fetched me my full 1 year salary as a HR person, and not IT or tech at all, in 4 months. My full one, did you hear me? My full 1 year salary, because I was told to hire tech people, 25 of them for a company, and which I did very, very well. So what did I do? I combined my tech skills and HR. I went on to enroll for Chartered Institute of Personnel Management in Nigeria. So I'm telling you this story because your career can change along any path. Are you open? If I had complained severally, they want to kill me, this HRO, who is the beneficiary of that career switch today? Myself. Do you understand? So you see, the third one, I've now moved solely into, agile technologies now, Microsoft Azure and the rest. I'm back to my tech world. So you see how it's so easy for me to maneuver. So for any job that comes in now, I can sit as a tech lead and I can sit as a HR lead. So nobody is stopping you. Did I pick up courses in HR? Yes, I wrote exam. I did trainings. Money that I would have used to travel, I used it to develop myself. So for those who don't know, when you are picking up a career in life, that salary that you are earning, you are going to put it back into yourself to develop yourself. If not, people will get promoted over you, you remain on the same spot, and you don't grow. So when we leave this professional stage where you are supposed to enroll on LinkedIn, have a professional network of people to mentor you, you now move to the expert level. The expert level is where you have your 7 to your 10 years. I need you to start to champion projects, be responsible, own it. Don't run away from responsibility. Your boss says, I need someone to champion a training in Lagos, Abuja, and Port Harcourt. Who wants to own it? That is what everybody says now. Own it. Hold it. You never can say a side hustle can come in from anywhere. Something that I done over how many years ago? You understand? Somebody just asked me to do different types of job levels and salaries, and I did it in 1 hour, and they're going to pay me over 2 million for it. So I'm just telling you how different things that you've been involved in can come out tomorrow because you know it. When you are having an opportunity to discuss it, you are able to spot it. But when you don't know it, even when they are saying it, you're like, it cannot happen. It's a lie. You are going to put in the work. Is it easy? No. Was it easy for me? No. As a married woman, will it be easy? No. You are the one to make that decision yourself. Whatever you put in the first 5 years would move exponentially. Some people are playing catch-up game now. Some of my mates are just struggling because by the time I was struggling and reading and writing those exams, they were making fun of me. She too liked book. So for those who are thinking, I didn't make a first class in the university, you can have a turnaround at any time. So don't think, oh, it's for those that made 2-1. I made a third class. I don't think there's hope for me. It's a lie. We're now in a field where professional exams are even, in fact, and your experience are being taken over your first degree. Make the decision today. Tell yourself, I will make it in life. I will be committed. I will be dedicated. And I'll be glad to see each and every one of you in future. Please share my company website for if anyone has like a request. I also take care of interns for those who are fresh from school, who would like to learn 1 or 2 things. I could pair you with some companies that we have. For the women, I'm passionate about you. Please reach out to me. Don't say because you're a woman, oh, they won't allow you. Nothing. Please. Even our husbands need a lot of support from us these days. It's not easy for even men. Don't let our men die young because of pressure that they must provide everything. We are also there. We were also sent to school. The same amount of money that they used to send a man to school is what they used to send a woman now. So please, tell yourself, remember, I am ready for the journey. God help me. I'll be committed on the journey. And I'm willing to see you guys on the top.
As-salatu was-salam ala Rasulillah wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Subhan